Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be reviewing Mort by Terry Pratchett. This is book 4 in his Discworld series and book 1 in his Death series. The Discworld is a very long series, but you don't have to read them all in order. It's not like a typical series where you have to read all the books in order to understand the story. You can read them in any order that you want, and the books don't even have the same characters throughout each and every single one of them, although characters are mentioned in novels along the way. They are scattered all throughout the Discworld novels, and they do crop up from time to time. This is the second novel in the Death series that I have actually read. The first one is The Hogfather, and which is a Christmas novel. But this is the first ever novel in that series, and I was so excited to read it because a character in Hogfather, which is an important character, Susan I believe, you find out her origins in this story, and basically her birth, her parents. So I was extremely excited to read this, and ultimately I was not disappointed in Terry Pratchett's writing style. So before I get into the story, I'm just going to say my usual things here, that this is going to be a spoiler-free video as always, and this is going to be a kind of a discussion video, and also this is going to be my own thoughts and feelings regarding not just Mort and the Discworlds, but Terry Pratchett as a whole. So Mort starts off with our main character called Mort, who is a young boy, and he is living on the Discworld with his father and his family, and the time has come for him to earn his keep and to get a job. And him and his father go off to this big job fair, or market rather, where all these businesses throughout the Discworld are recruiting for apprentices and jobs and people to actually want to learn a trade. So Mort and his father go off to this event. They have a wander around, and then at the end he still hasn't found a job that he wants, and everyone's all packing up to go home at the end of the day. And then ultimately Mort is approached by this mysterious cloaked figure, and that figure obviously being Death, or the Grim Reaper. Yes, Death is an actual physical character within the Discworld and within this story. He's not just a entity, he is a real life, flesh and bones character. And he approaches Mort and his father and offers Mort a position as being his apprentice. Mort ultimately knows who this figure is. He knows that it's Death, but Death has this ability to disguise his appearance, or what he actually is, to other people if he wants to. So he does this to Mort's father, and Mort's father kind of says, "Oh, I'm pretty sure I know who that guy is, but I can't exactly put my finger on it." But he's more than happy that his son has found an apprenticeship, and he says, "Right, go off, learn the trade, and basically be a good boy." And Mort goes off with Death, and they ride Death's horse called Binky, who you can see on the cover. Binky isn't one of these talking animals. He is just a regular horse, but he has the ability to fly in the air and also fly throughout time and space, as far as I'm aware. And as soon as they are in the sky and Mort is looking down at the Discworld itself, he is absolutely amazed about the sheer scope and beauty of this world. He is blown away by what he actually sees. And Death kind of looks down, saying, "Oh, yeah, I've seen it before. Although I much prefer to have a curry right now." That is so funny. It really is. that Death has been seeing the beauty of the Discworld, and then the first thing that comes to his mind is food. Anyway, Death takes Mort to his house, or his big mansion, and it has gardens in it where all the flowers are dead, and there he actually meets up with Death's adopted daughter called Yazabel. Apologies if I've said that name wrong, but I've done my best. She is at first really snobbish, and she looks down at Mort and as a servant, and as the story progresses, they become closer, and ultimately they have a romantic relationship with each other. As I said, Yazabel is a human that was adopted by Death, as he was in the right place at the right time when her parents died in the Discworld. And he felt pity on her, and he adopted her, and in doing so, she has been given some supernatural abilities and powers. We also discover that there is a kind of assistant or a right-hand man to Death called Albert, who is a wizard, or actually used to be a wizard. And we also find out that in Death's house, time stops. So you could be, 20 for 100 years time, and you don't get any older, and basically time stops. So Death tells Mort that he basically wants him to learn the trade of what it is to be deaf, and Mort's kind of put off by this. He thinks, okay, I'm actually not sure if I want to do this, but Mort ultimately takes up the role of the Grim Reaper or Death, and he goes around collecting the souls of deceased people that have died in the Discworld. It's implied strongly that Death isn't responsible for anyone dying in the Discworld. He doesn't cause death. He is just the last person that sees these people when they die. He is just the last person to show up at the end of the party, so to speak. And he also has an extreme fondness and appreciation towards humans, and he is fascinated by us, and he's also fascinated by cats, and he has a very dry sense of humor, and he's very sarcastic, but he also can be very intellectual. He has been on the Discworld since its beginning. This book also focuses on not just the characters, but the overall disc itself. The disc in this book is a character, and I love it how Terry Pratchett describes the weather and the Discworld as a whole planet and a whole environment. That's a really cool thing that he actually did in this book that I really appreciated. So, one thing that you have to understand about how people actually talk in this book. Now, whenever Death talks, he talks in all capitals, and like that, for example. And it doesn't say Death said or anything like that. It just has that. And whenever you see something that's all in capitals, you just instantly think, okay, Death is actually saying that. Now, while Mort is on the back of Binky and he is collecting all these souls, the speech of Mort slowly goes from the normal type of how stuff is actually written out in his books. And if you actually notice it, his speech, whenever he talks, becomes all in capitals, and that tells me that he has been doing this for so long that people on the Discworld think that he is Death, or in the Grim Reaper himself, and he is slowly becoming this figure without the powers, obviously. That is a really interesting thing, really, because belief is a strong thing in the Discworld, because gods only exist if people actually believe in them. If people stop believing in them, they disappear. And it also implies to me in this book that if people believe in somebody as a god, then they actually become a god, if that made any sense at all. But this book was extremely fun and enjoyable to read. It was so charming, it was so atmospheric, the characters in it were so lovable and so enduring. I loved this story so much. It's not to be taken seriously. Do not pick up Mort or any Discworld novel and expect it to be a really serious book. This isn't like The Way of Kings or Lord of the Rings. It's not to be taken seriously. It's supposed to be a light-hearted fantasy with a comedic twist. So keep in mind, guys, if you choose to pick up a Discworld novel. And yes, if you do choose to start off with the Discworld, I would start off with Mort. This is a great place to start off with Terry Pratchett and ultimately the Discworld itself. So what I liked about this story, if you can't tell, I liked the humour, I liked the characters, and I liked the overall feel of this book as a whole. I liked pretty much everything that happened in this book. It has wizards, it has magic, it has a bit of romance for the girls. It has everything that you could possibly want, and it's really short. What I disliked about it was not really a lot. The ending, which I won't spoil, where Death confronts Mort after he's becoming Death himself, I thought it could have gone a different way than it did in the book. Or I was thinking, okay, Terry's going to be making Death this way, but it turned out to be a completely different result when the book ended. Death, as I said, I really liked his character. He actually likes cats a lot, and yeah, this book was really, really enjoyable. I didn't really have much that I didn't really dislike about this book. So what I'm going to rate Mort is a 5 stars out of 5. This was fantastic. So in conclusion, if you haven't read anything by Terry Pratchett or Discworld, and you're wondering about where to start off with his Discworld series, I would start off with Mort, because it will introduce you to loads of these unique characters that Terry inserts in all of his books. It'll introduce you to his sense of humour, so you'll get a taste whether you would like his sense of humour or not. And it will also introduce you to this unique world that he has created, the Discworld, which is ultimately a flat disc mounted on the backs of 4 giant elephants that are astride a giant turtle floating through space. It is so funny, so outrageous, and so utterly ridiculous. It is so full of charm and wit. I cannot praise this book enough. Go and read it, go and buy it, go and listen to it, absorb it in any way that you can, and enjoy the Discworld. So that is my review for Mort by Terry Pratchett. If you have enjoyed this video, please give a like, comment down below, let me know if you have read this book, what you thought about it. Let me know if I've maybe inspired you to pick this book up. Let me know what books in the Discworld or by Terry Pratchett that you have read. And if you like this video as a whole, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you do, please click on that bell so it will remind you about whenever I upload videos, which are every Monday and Friday. I will also have a link down below to my Goodreads account in case you want to follow me or message me and see what I'm reading. And with all that out of the way, have a great day, read some awesome books, and I will see you all in my next video.